Imagine dawn shattering as an M1A2 Abrams tank erupts over Cashtown Hill in 1863 Pennsylvania. Its turbine roaring like thunder, scorching grass under treads. Union soldiers frozen in terror at this future beast. Witness the Abrams unleashing a 20-minute canister round into the Iron Brigade. Tungsten balls shredding ranks in an instant. Smoke engulfing the chaos as brave soldiers vanish in Gettysburg's deadly haze. On July 1st, 1863, dawn breaks over Pennsylvania as 71,000 Confederate troops under Robert E. Lee advance, poised to clash with entrenched Union forces on high ground. The Union Army, numbering 93,000 strong, holds strategic hills, ready for a battle that will define the American Civil War's turning point. Historically, Gettysburg results in 51,000 casualties, shattering Lee's army and marking the beginning of the Confederacy's decline. Pre-duct. But in this scenario, a single M1A2 Abrams tank from 2023 suddenly appears, altering the battlefield with overwhelming modern technology. Weighing 67 tons, the Abrams races at 42 miles per hour, powered by a 1/500 horsepower turbine engine that terrifies all who hear it. Its capabilities far exceed 1863 weapons like rifle muskets and Napoleon cannon, rendering Civil War tactics obsolete. Confederate artillery at Gettysburg might only scratch the Abrams' paint, unable to penetrate its advanced composite armor. Equipped with thermal imaging, laser rangefinders, and ballistic computers, the tank detects and targets enemies through smoke with deadly precision. At 7:30 a.m., Union cavalry under General John Buford spots the Abrams advancing along Chambersburg Pike, mistaking it for Confederate forces. The tank's thermal sights lock onto Union artillery positions, swiveling its 120 mm per cannon toward the first battery on Hare's Ridge. A high-explosive round detonates the 3-inch ordnance rifle, engulfing the gun, crew, and ammunition in a massive fireball visible from afar. Buford's cavalry fires Spencer repeating carbines, but bullets harmlessly ricochet off the Abrams' impenetrable hull like raindrops. The tank's .50 caliber machine gun retaliates, picking off cavalry officers from 1/800 meters with anti-aircraft designed rounds. The turbine engine's roar panics horses and men alike, causing Union cavalry units to flee in disarray without orders. By 10:30 a.m., General John Reynolds arrives with the Iron Brigade, finding Buford's line already collapsed under the tank's assault. Reynolds deploys 10,000 infantry along Seminary Ridge, the Iron Brigade forming battle lines near McPherson's Ridge in their signature black hats. Thick white smoke from musket volleys obscures the field, yet the Abrams sees clearly through its advanced thermal imaging system. Loading a canister round, the tank fires at 600 meters, turning its cannon into a giant shotgun that decimates half the Iron Brigade instantly. The coaxial 7.62mm machine gun unleashes 950 rounds per minute, mowing down surviving Union soldiers before they can reload. Attempting to rally his troops, General Reynolds becomes a target and falls to a single .50 caliber round from the tank. The Iron Brigade disintegrates, with remnants fleeing through Gettysburg, spreading tales of an invincible iron monster. Panic grips Gettysburg civilians as rumors of the monstrous machine spread, evoking fear of an otherworldly invader. The Abrams advances across the battlefield, leaving destroyed cannons and smoldering debris in its unstoppable wake. Union forces retreat to Cemetery Hill and Culp's Hill, relying on high ground that historically proved decisive in the battle. However, the Abrams effortlessly climbs 45 slopes out, nullifying the Union's terrain advantage with its superior mobility. Dozens of Union cannons fire coordinated salvos, filling the air with thunderous noise and blanketing smoke. The tank counters with precise 120mm rounds, systematically destroying artillery pieces and their crews one by one. By sunset on July 3rd, Cemetery Hill falls silent, with Union defenses shattered and forces in full retreat. Dawn on July the 2nd reveals only 30,000 scattered Union survivors, the rest dead, wounded, or deserted in terror. Union leadership faces a dire choice: retreat and abandon the Pennsylvania campaign, or fight an unbeatable foe. Withdrawing could doom the war effort, potentially leading to Confederate dominance in the North. Continuing the battle means confronting the Abrams, a machine that has already claimed tens of thousands of lives. The tank ascends Cemetery Hill, targeting remaining artillery positions with unrelenting firepower. Union soldiers, gripped by fear, begin deserting their posts as the mechanical beast approaches. High-explosive shells from the Abrams engulf the hillside in flames and smoke, obliterating defenses. Desperate infantrymen fire muskets futilely, their bullets bouncing harmlessly off the tank's armored exterior. Machine guns sweep the final holdouts, clearing the hill of all resistance in minutes. Gettysburg residents flee en masse, carrying stories of the Iron Devil that defies comprehension. The Abrams stands triumphant on Cemetery Hill as shadows lengthen over the devastated battlefield. Lee's Confederate Army witnesses the tank's power, boosting morale and enabling rapid advances. With the Abrams leading, Confederate forces push forward, exploiting the breach in Union lines. The battlefield lies in ruins, littered with shattered cannons and fallen Union flags. Tracks from the Abrams carve paths through Pennsylvania fields, symbolizing unstoppable modern might. Remaining Union troops retreat chaotically, their command structure broken beyond repair. Union generals convene urgently, struggling to devise any strategy against the invincible adversary. Soldiers discard weapons and flee across open fields, abandoning the fight entirely. The tank halts momentarily, its engine quieting, yet the field now belongs to it completely. By sunset on July 2nd, Gettysburg is fully under Confederate control, the battle decisively won. The Abrams nears fuel depletion, with only hours of operation remaining in hostile terrain. Over half its 100 tiren, the 120mm ammunition expended, machine gun rounds also dwindling rapidly. Dust clogs the tank's air filters, demanding immediate maintenance to prevent failure. Track links show wear from rough ground, risking breakdown in prolonged engagement. Crew members inspect the vehicle, concerned about its condition amid the ongoing conflict. Yet within Gettysburg's 3-day span, these limitations prove irrelevant to the tank's dominance. Confederates capitalize on the opportunity, advancing swiftly behind the armored spearhead. The Abrams presses on, demolishing final obstacles in its path toward victory. Confederate soldiers cheer as their flag waves triumphantly over captured positions. One last 120mm shell destroys a lingering Union cannon, sealing the hill's fate. Surviving Union forces scatter into woods, abandoning Culp Hill without resistance. The tank looms over the smoky battlefield, a symbol of altered destiny. Maps trace the Abrams route through Gettysburg, highlighting its strategic impact. Confederates secure key positions, thanks entirely to the tank's intervention. Soldiers gaze at the Abrams in awe, recognizing its godlike role in battle. Night falls with the tank stationed on the hill, bathed in moonlight. Union remnants regroup tentatively, but dare not launch a counterattack. Mission accomplished, the Abrams prepares to withdraw from the secured field. Gettysburg locals pass down stories of the Iron Devil to future generations. The battle becomes a Confederate triumph symbol, etched in historical memory. The Abrams single-handedly secures Gettysburg victory, reshaping the Civil War's course. Paths to Washington, D.C. open wide, with no Union Army left to defend. Maps show Confederate advances toward the capital, unopposed and swift. News of the Iron Devil spreads across the Union, inciting widespread panic. Union leaders meet in despair, powerless against the Gettysburg catastrophe. Washington civilians prepare for evacuation as invasion looms imminent. Confederate troops march proudly, their banners fluttering in victory parades. In this altered history, the Abrams is displayed as a war-winning icon. Imagined statues of the Iron Devil rise in Gettysburg's commemorative sites. History diverges, with the Confederacy potentially claiming ultimate victory. Oh, the Gettysburg battlefield falls silent, forever changed by modern intervention. Confederate soldiers stand on hills, envisioning a new future ahead. Maps illustrate expanded Confederate territory following the decisive win. The Abrams is preserved in imagined Confederate museums as a relic. Stories of the Iron Devil of Gettysburg echo through generations. The battle enters history books, transforming views on warfare forever. Historians chronicle the Abrams' role in reshaping American destiny. Children play with tank models, idolizing the legendary machine. Gettysburg symbolizes technological superiority's impact on historical outcomes. Veterans recount the battle's horrors to their descendants vividly. The Abrams becomes mythic, forever known as the Iron Devil. Maps depict a redivided America due to Confederate success. Celebrations mark Gettysburg anniversaries in this alternate timeline. The tank overlooks the hill, shadows merging with Confederate flags. Inscription reads, Gettysburg, 1863, where history was rewritten. Crowds cheer under waving Confederate banners in triumphant unity. Zooming out reveals a peaceful Gettysburg, scarred by the tank's legacy. End with channel logo and call to subscribe for more historical explorations.